Well, hello, Tribe Forex traders. Today is August 25th, 2014. And we're going to do what we've done for years, which is an analysis of the markets, an evaluation of our strategies, our biases, which are based upon the 5 p.m. Eastern Time close of our daily bars. And we've had a high probability of success on these trades. And we're looking forward to doing the very same thing that we've done before. So guys, let me just update you. So if you went on the website and the website was down, our servers went down over the weekend. So Friday and Saturday specifically, the servers were down. We finally got them back up on Sunday. We shouldn't have any problems going forward. If you have any questions, you can obviously contact me, guys, at my profile or on the wall at tribeforex.com. So here we go. Euro dollar, guys, we had a gap down, big gap down. We closed in a doji, which is great. And we're looking for price to continue moving down. And the reason I say that is because we don't have any support until 31.50, and we just got to 3,200. So I'm going to look for price. Either price is going to just drop down to 1.3150, or it's going to come back up. Now, what we want it to do is we expect that it's going to close this gap eventually. We're going to look for this to be an area of very much resistance. We have our 80 Bollinger Band here. We've got a 38.2 fib area here. We also have a trend line just above that as a secondary support at 132.79. So we're going to look for price to come back up here at 132.50 and really hold at those resistance areas. 1.3250 will be a sell on the euro dollar. Okay, so the dollar Swiss, as you can see, did gap as well. It did close the gap. And what we're going to be looking to see, guys, is we're going to look to see price come down and really use this area where you see this these Bollinger Bands here, in the weekly Bollinger Band here. We're going to see these pods. Basically, we're going to look for price to bounce off those areas. So I'm going to look for a buy here at 0.9130. Very good place for us to look for a buy. In fact, I'm going to look for a buy about 0.9135 in that vicinity. 0.9135 is where I'm going to be looking for a buy. All right, so the pound dollar, it bounced right off of our weekly pod here and really began to move up. Now, here's the thing, is that we've had 3 days where we did not pass the high of the previous days, of the 2 previous days. And we did pass a trend line that had been valid for 2 months here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for this trend line to be an area of resistance, and also these 3 days that we've had price really turn around at 1.6600. So we're going to look for a sell in that vicinity and look for a sell at 1.6599 on the pound dollar. So the dollar yen also had a big move up. You can see here, from what we can see from technicals, it doesn't seem that it's quite done yet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look for a buy right at 103.76. At 103.76, we're going to look for a buy here. This is a long-standing trend line, as you can see here, dating way back to even last year. Actually, it's a weekly trend line, actually a monthly trend line. If we go on the monthly chart, we can see it. It goes back all the way, dating back to 1997 until now. So it's a very, very strong area of support that we've kind of broken through here. What's there to say about that? In fact, I think there's something else that we can gather from this. There's probably another trend line we can draw. So let me draw that before I make my final assessment. Okay, there it goes. And now let's take a look. Trying to track this. It's magenta. All right, so the area of support that we have is going to be at 103.76. So we're going to look for a buy at 103.76. That's what we're going to be looking for, a buy at 103.76 on the dollar yen. So I'm going to stick with that call. The Aussie dollar, guys, we seem to be in some form of consolidation. If you look at these lines beside this one, which really close within that area of support anyway, we really have a bit of consolidation, of narrowing consolidation, a flag formation, if you will. We also have support under it at 0.9290 under this trend line. So we're going to look for price to respect this trend line for the time being, and we're going to look for consolidation to win out here. We've got a 0.9290 call, trend lines at 0.9291, and we also have a 200 EMA, our pod, at 0.9290. So we're going to take a buy call at 0.9290 on the Aussie dollar. All right, so the New Zealand dollar, there's a lot going on here. Really strong sell candle. We've got, a pod right underneath it. We've got Fibonacci's right above it. A lot going on. We kind of want to see how this plays out. And so for that reason, we're going to do a no call on the New Zealand dollar. And we don't have a tremendous amount of news coming out either. On the pound yen, we're actually going to be looking for a sell. We're going to look for a sell at 172.60. So on the pound yen, we're going to look for a sell, and that sell is going to be at 172. Let's see what this is. 60. And it will be a consolidation sell, and it's going to be at 172.60 on the pound yen. Okay, and on the euro yen, we're going to be looking for, well, there's a lot going on in the euro yen here. We hit our area of resistance here at the top as we expected. We took a sell off of that. That was a very good place to take a sell. And also we got another sell right off the 50 EMA. Again, we were not able to make that call because we're not making calls on that day, and our servers were down. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to look for actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and wait on this. Let's go ahead and do a no call on the EJ. Okay, just because we have a lot going on this EJ, and we really want to see this, whatever pattern or whatever trend is going to show itself, we really want to give it the opportunity to show itself and not throw money at it. And I'm going to do the same thing with the dollar CAD. So the dollar CAD, it looks like we're right at 1.0984. And it looks like we could have just, a repeat of the same. We have resistance area, and actually it does look like it could sell down now that I look at it. We also have a lot of areas of support as well. And it has been moving up quite nicely. For that reason, I'm not going to call the dollar CAD, although I have a predisposition. If you feel like that's a trade that you'd like to take, I'm not taking that, and I'm not calling it. We've got it looks like a sell, 1.0984 now that I look at it. That's a very good area of resistance for us to consider a sell on the dollar CAD. So guys, that's pretty much it. Now the question that you may have is, where do I put my stop loss and my take profit? Well, if you're trading on the lower time frame and you're using our software, you don't have to worry about that. You set it up using our areas of support and resistance. It will find those areas of support and resistance for you. Now, I did give you an additional indicator, and that additional indicator is the Tribe Forex Volatility Indicator. Great indicator. If I can get it to come up here. And so, there we go. So it's a great indicator. And what it does here, guys, is that it's going to tell you exactly where to get in on your longer trades. Okay? Great. There it goes. All right, so you look at the last bar, and the last bar has a reading. So if you look at the data window or even hover over it, it's going to give you a value. And do it on the daily chart because that's the actual time frame that it counts on. Okay, so it's going to give you a value. And this value right now for the euro is 43 pips. Now, at those areas, you can do two things. You can take a conservative approach or you can take a aggressive approach. Now, the aggressive approach would be to take 50% of that value. So, and use that as a stop loss and let your take profit run to a 1 to 2 ratio. Okay, so for instance, on this one, on this euro dollar, the value is 43.6 pips, right? So basically, we'd be looking for 21.8 pips, okay, as a stop loss. Okay, so if we were to get in on, and our call for the euro dollar is 1.3250, okay, that means that we would be looking for, let's see what I said again, 21.8. Right, so it'd be 132.71, okay, basically is what we're going to be looking for as our stop loss. Oh, 132.72 would be our stop loss on this thing, 22 pips, okay? Because we don't use the point value there. And that's what you're going to be looking for on this trade if you're going to be more aggressive. You're going to look for a 1-to-1 ratio. So you're going to look for 43 pips on the way down or wherever you feel there's an area of support there and you want to take profit, okay? If you're around. If you're not around, you can just let it go. You can also take a more conservative approach and you can simply use the full 43 pips as a stop loss, which means that you will be at 132.93. 132.93 would be your stop loss, and that would be what you'd be using, and you go for a 1-to-1 ratio. Obviously, the benefit here is that you could get more pips, or more profit, I should say, per percentage using the the 50% value, and that's something for you to think about. And one of the ways that we trade using this is our set and forget it trade. I'll do some more training on that, specifically if you guys show an interest in it. Look forward to the training that I'm going to be doing this week, which is going to be on the Forex performance triangle, okay? And that's going to be very interesting for you because it's going to really uncover ways for you to get power in your Forex trading in any strategy, period. All right, having said that, guys, that is our session for today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow and hearing about how much profit we've made in this week that we are coming up to, and also the profit that you'll make off of today, hopefully, if things go as we have expected them to and how they've gone in the past. So we'll see how that works out. All the best. See you tomorrow. And if you have any questions, post. Just post right there in Tribe Forex. We've got senior traders and myself who answer all your questions. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.